A student at Lake Zurich High School holds a sign that reads, "I love ice," and records another student confronting and punching him. I do not condone violence such as this. I do not think that this person should be assaulted. I'm gonna hit you guys with the nuanced take here. Anyway, I don't condone violence. Okay, do not punch people just because they are holding a sign such as this. I do not think that's okay. I discourage it heavily. I mean, just don't. Like, why do that? Okay, if you're going to engage with them, do it verbally. Just, I mean, they're looking for people to do that anyway. Okay, they want you to do that. So don't, feed them. Don't feed the monster, in my opinion. All that being said, these are just idiot children, so let's just see what happens. Let's just go.
ICE and law enforcement. I support ICE. That's crazy, bro. I don't know what's crazy about this.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you.
You're gonna punch me?
Yes.
And you're gonna get in trouble for that.
Okay.
Oh. Oh my God. That's crazy. I've had this experience before because I coached kids in gymnastics at one point. And this one kid was like, if you call, I don't remember what he was called, but this kid called him a name and he said, if you call me that again, I'm going to punch you. And the kid called him that again, and then he got punched. And I got to say, once again, don't condone the punch. Okay, he shouldn't have done that. He did warn the guy. He did warn him. I just don't feel that bad. We have hit a point in history where I would rather see this happen than people openly, like his peers openly supporting a group that I believe to at least be comparable to, if not worse than, the Gestapo from World War II. Think about this in this context. Imagine a kid in Nazi Germany. Imagine we had old-timey great black and white video footage of this kid in Nazi Germany with a guy with an Atlantic, the Atlantic accent where it's no, if you can say here, narrating over the video, right? And the video is of, it's this, except the guy says, "I love the Gestapo." Or however you say that in Germany. I have a German editor. They can type that out. Maybe don't, because we don't want to send out that message. But anyway, just imagine a kid's holding a sign like that, "I love the Gestapo," and then getting punched. I'm not going to feel that bad for that kid. I kind of feel bad mostly because I know that this is all coming from his parents, and his parents are the real problem. And they're not going to change anything. So that, in that sense, I do feel bad for the kid, but I can't feel that bad for a kid who's out there supporting the Gestapo.
Chill out, bro. I stand for my beliefs. I want
to see it again.
Whoa. Chill out, bro. About this.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you.
I'm going to punch you.
You're gonna punch me?
Yes.
And you're gonna get in trouble for that.
Okay.
He's like, okay, bet. He to go for the clap.
Okay.
Boom. Dude, he prepped this one. He had this one he's transferring power from his left hand to his right. That's incredible. He transferred all of his kinetic energy to this arm.
Whoa. Chill out, bro. I stand for my...
Imagine though, imagine that this kid, I should say, has family or friends that got taken by ICE. Can you imagine that for a second, Again, not condoning the assault here, but also imagine that this kid has family or friends that got abducted and disappeared by ICE. In that context, I just can't find myself caring that much. Okay, kid? Maybe don't go around your school saying that you support the Gestapo.
Beliefs. I'm gonna peacefully stand here and support my beliefs. I support ICE and law enforcement.
Peacefully fuck yourself.
Whoa. That's against school code. No swearing in the school.
They're on their way there right now.
Honestly, they should get this kid in trouble for instigating. He should be in trouble for instigating. I'm going to stand by that. I think that this kid who's holding the "I love ICE" sign should be in trouble for instigating this whole thing. Because he knew what would happen. He knew what he was doing. Okay? I do think that he should get in trouble for that.
I support ICE and law enforcement. Am I allowed to stand here?
You are allowed to up there.
Okay. I'm allowed to have this sign too, like everyone else? Okay.
See, this just proves, though, the fact that he did not get in trouble proves that, these snowflakes who are saying they're being persecuted for their beliefs. Look, I'm sorry, the guy who assaulted you got in trouble for it. As he should. He assaulted somebody. Okay? Yeah, no swearing. He's acting like he's the height of morality and justice when he's holding a sign saying, "I love the Gestapo." He's white, bro. Okay, what's your point? Did you hear about the guy from, I think it was either Ireland or Scott. No, it was Ireland. I'm pretty sure it was an Irish guy, an Irish immigrant whose green card expired, and then he got thrown into. The Majority Report did a segment on it. Let me show you.
Seamus Culleton was pulled over.
We'll just make this part of the segment. It's short anyway.
And arrested by ICE last fall. The Irish national has been in the United States for 17 years and was in the process of trying to obtain a green card. His wife is a U.S. citizen. Now, he spent months at a facility in Fort Bliss, Texas. Chanel Call has more on his case and the interview he gave to Irish National Radio.
The best way I could describe it is probably like a modern-day concentration camp.
Speaking from an immigration detention facility in El Paso, Texas, earlier this week, Irish national Seamus Culleton described kid-sized meals, filthy facilities, rampant sickness, and limited time outdoors. The Department of Homeland Security.
I mean, he looks pretty white to me. I know he doesn't have the blue eyes that you'd expect of somebody who's like pure white or whatever, like Aryan or whatever, but he looks pretty white to me personally.
The Department of Homeland Security has called any claim of substandard conditions.
My bad, I don't really keep up ICE that much. You're fine. I just wanted to make sure it was clear that, brown people are not the only ones being abducted. Anyway, the reason that I know this is because somehow he got his hands on a phone to describe the conditions in the center.
At ICE facilities, false.
I've been detained now for 5 months, locked in the same room for 4.5 of those months. It's just a torture. I don't know how much more I can take.
ICE agents apprehended Culleton on September 9th for overstaying a visa. He'd been in the U.S. since 2009, ran a local plastering business in the Boston area, and had no criminal record.
He's been in there for 4 months.
At the time of his detention,
4 months.
He was awaiting a green card interview and living with his wife, Tiffany Smith, a U.S. citizen. She spoke to CBS Boston earlier this week.
I hope he can be released just so we can finish what we started. We did it the right way, so at least just let us finish that.
In a statement, DHS said in part, a pending green card application and work authorization does not give someone legal status to be in our country, and suggested that Culleton's detention was the consequence of a choice not to self-deport.
I'm telling you, imagine if your loved ones got picked up like this and just held in these horrific conditions for no reason for months. That's for overstaying a visa. That's ridiculous. That's not even just disproportional. It's what the are you even doing levels of screwed up? And this has been happening, mind you. Okay, to a lot of people, white, black, brown, mostly brown. There's the ones that ICE is targeting. Let's not get it twisted, right? But my point is, fascism comes for all of us. It comes for all of us. You are not safe.
Culleton said this about the process of being transferred to El Paso.
Cuffed, shackled, we had waist bracelets on, we had ankle bracelets on, we're shuffled onto a plane in the middle of the night and you don't know where you're going. The fear and the anxiety and the depression, it's just crazy. It's just unbelievable.
The Irish Daily Mail is reporting Culleton faced outstanding drug charges there dating back to 2008. Now, under U.S. law, Homeland Security can deport people with pending immigration applications, even if they haven't been convicted of crimes.
Thanks, media. Now, don't worry, guys. This is all legal, okay? All of this could technically kind of be fine. We won't give shut the fuck up. There's only 5 seconds left.
I just stand for my beliefs, this is okay.
Yet notice that they're not getting the kid in trouble. He's allowed to just stand there and say, I love ICE. Okay, so since nobody's doing anything about the kid that might as well just be wearing a swastika, I'm sorry, it's just the truth. Nobody seems to be doing anything about it, so this kid took it into his own hands and said, okay, I'll do it. Not saying the kid should have, not saying the kid's in the right for doing that. But that is the natural conclusion when you don't do anything about fascism. The populace takes it into their own hands. And how could you blame them? Once again, I stress, we don't know what what happened between ICE and this other kid. We don't know. And frankly, it doesn't matter because this kid could simply be empathetic enough to understand that if he had his loved ones taken away from him just out of nowhere, just picked up one day, overstayed your visa, to Alligator Auschwitz with you and not see them for months I mean, it's been years in some cases, I'm sure. I haven't looked into it quite that much, but I'm sure people have been there for years. You know, it would have to be like toward the beginning of, I don't know. Point is, they've been there a long time. And I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being years under this 4-year Trump presidency shit show. Bootlickers, I think it goes deeper than bootlickers. This is like, first of all, let's be clear. This kid is parroting his parents. Say that 5 times fast. This kid is parroting his parents. He is like a chameleon for everything that his parents have instilled in him. It's not his fault. So let's be clear about that. What I will say is this kind of ideology, right, that he's kind of embodied from his parents, it goes deeper than bootlicking. It's like they're just very scared, you know? And this is not to excuse them or it's to explain the behavior. I think that people, you know, like people that I know and love very much are scared. They're scared. Okay? They think they're being replaced. They've been fed all this propaganda about the brown people taking over, even though they won't say it's brown people, you know, just the bad brown people, right? But what they don't know is that nugget has been planted in their brains and they have been made afraid. Their amygdalas are throbbing. They're anxious messes. Okay? I think this kid was mostly just looking for attention, but for the most part, like his parents probably have that mentality that I just described. And it's sad. It's really sad. I think that this country's been brainwashed. But, you know, like, I don't condone assaulting people that have these beliefs. But I do think that if you are a politically analytical person who looks at a video like this and doesn't understand why that kid felt justified in punching the other kid, I just think that you're being purposefully ignorant at that point. You are ignoring the reality of the situation. This child came into the school holding the equivalent of a Nazi swastika. And I'm not exaggerating. Okay? I'm sorry. Like, that's what that is. And history will prove that. Okay? I think history will vindicate me. Or time will vindicate me. With that in mind, I'm sorry. Like, again, I don't condone violence, but when nobody's doing anything about the fascism, this is what you get. Hi, thanks so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you all know that I love and appreciate everybody in my community, whether you can support me financially or just by liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. It helps way more than you know. That being said, I do want to give a very special thanks to my tier 4 subs, which would be Space Timid and Hot Take Andy. And thanks so much to my monetary subscribers from any of the tiered subs or anybody who gives me money in any form, including going to my Patreon shop, donating money to me directly. It all helps way more than you know. If you do decide to help me financially, you can get some really cool perks like early access to content, exclusive access to censored videos, also some really cool badges next to your name. Even if you can't afford a monetary subscription, just watching, sharing, and commenting on my content helps way more than you know. Thanks again, and I will see you all in the next video.